hi to all of my followers. Thank you for following my dreams too. I am doing this vlog here because I was asked the question of why I chose to go with Dorrance, my publisher. And my dog is in the background, so he's playing with stuff. Anyways, I was asked the question of why I chose to go with Dorrance for publishing, so I said I would make a vlog for anybody else that might have the same question. I know I mentioned it briefly in one of my other vlogs. This one here is pretty much just going to be me talking about Dorrance. It's not a big, fancy thing. When I finally decided that I wanted to go ahead and publish my books, my mom had sent me a link for a Google search that she did for publishing, and I put in my information, and I did get a couple callbacks from a few different places. And at first I was kind of getting discouraged with it because the prices were just way out of what I could afford. But I had gotten a call from Dorrance, and so just like the others, I had answered it, and I talked with them. And the biggest thing that I liked about Dorrance was their biggest thing is wanting to make you feel secure. And so for me, that was a really big thing, because my biggest fear with publishing was that somebody else was going to take credit for my work. And that would just be the biggest heartbreak for me, to see something that I am so passionate about and see somebody else take credit for it. And so that was one thing that kind of really had me worried. Well, I explained all of that to Dorrance, and they had, spent the time to explain to me how their biggest thing is to make sure that the authors feel secure and feel safe using them. I actually have a document that they sent me before I even sent them my manuscript of my book. They sent me a paper that is a disclaimer. I don't have it right here because it's in my filing cabinet, but I have a disclaimer that says that Dorrance cannot take credit for any of my work at all. Pretty much summed up, that's what it is. And so for me, getting that was a really big thing for me. And they even explained to me, that if for any reason they were to do that, which they wouldn't, but in theory, I could take that document to a lawyer and I could sue Dorrance, because that document that their president signs and sent to me stated that they can't take credit for my work. And so just knowing that I had a document like that they wanted to send me before they would even send me the links for them to have a copy of my manuscript, really made me feel a lot safer to be able to do that. Another thing that I like about Dorrance is it's not a flat out rate. Everywhere else that I, had called me, they all wanted flat out prices. No matter what you needed, what was going on, it was just a flat rate price. You bought this packet, and whatever was in that packet, that's what you got. Well, with Dorrance, you send them your manuscript, your book, and they look over it and review it, and then they'll get back in touch with you, and they'll let you know what they think that you need, and they'll give you a price based off of that, what you need. So you're not paying for services you don't need. Um, you're only paying for what your book needs specifically. And yeah, for me, my first book is going to need a lot more than what my other books are, because there's a lot of stuff that I've learned that, this needs to be done differently, this needs to be done differently. And so I'm incorporating that into my other books as I'm writing them. Um, but once I sent them my manuscript and they looked over it, they had sent me an email back with a contract, and I looked over that, and there was a couple things that we had to fix, like the picture count was, because I think it had just put black and white where I have actual drawings in my book and I wanted them colored, so we got that changed. But I think that was the only thing on the contract that actually had to get changed, was just that I wanted color on it for the drawings that I did. I am not a big artist. I mean, I think my drawings suck, but everybody else says they don't. I know that they're not professional, but it's my first book that I'm actually getting published, and I did hand draw the pictures for it. So I wanted to put them in there, even if, they're not the greatest, and I just hope that doesn't take away from the book. At least in my opinion, they're not the greatest, but obviously I'm my world's worst critic. Hello. Um, but anyways, we set up a time to call and talk. Um, and we went over the contract, and they wanted to make sure that I fully understood everything in the contract. And so any questions I asked, they were more than willing to explain. They didn't get irritated or impatient or anything like that with me. They answered all of my questions. We got everything figured out, the pricing, the payments, everything was figured out and set before I even sent them anything. So the consultation didn't cost me anything. To send them my manuscript, even them sending me that disclaimer document, um, getting the contract actually done up and everything, that didn't cost me anything. And I really like that. Um, it wasn't until after everything was completely set that I had actually even started paying. And so I really, really did appreciate that. Um, I do understand that this stuff does take time to do, because I mean, I do a lot of my own edits too. Partly because I can't afford a big team of people to do all this stuff. Um, but I zone out and type really fast sometimes, that I make really, really dumb mistakes. Or for some reason, like, I know one of my biggest things I do is when I'm typing, I'll type just JSUT. It is very irritating to me that I do that, and I don't know why. I've done that for so long, and I always have to fix it. But like, I make really dumb mistakes like that because I type too fast, or sometimes I'll just like zone out, because a lot of times when I'm writing, I have like a, how do you explain it? Um, it's like I'm watching a movie in my head of what's going on, and then I'm translating what I'm seeing in my head into writing. And so I zone out a lot when I'm doing my writing and stuff. Uh, for Young and in Love, it only took me a few months to write that whole book. Um, my brother's roommate, the same thing. It actually only took me a couple months to write the whole thing, which apparently is impressive, but um, I'm very, very creative and very open minded. So for me, I find this stuff just really, really easy to do, but a lot of people don't, I guess. So I don't understand that when people, say that I'm really talented and stuff like that, because to me, I don't feel like I am. But again, I'm my world's worst critic, and I know that I can always improve. Um, Mind blank moment. I have one of my biggest fans, Joe. He's asked all the time how I keep all this stuff straight in my head, because this series alone, it's actually two main series that tie in together. Young and in Love and Falling in Love with a Billionaire are two separate series, but they intertwine in together. And there's also spin off books for both series that also as well intertwine together. And so, all in all, I think right now it's like 16, 17 books for the entire thing. I also have another series that's completely separate from all of this that I'm working on as well. But he's always asking my mom, he's a friend of my mom's. He's always asking how I keep track of all the people in my books and everything that's going on. Is I really can't explain that. I mean, most of the time, I couldn't even tell you if I ate that day or not. Um, and I'm really, really bad about that. Sometimes I just honestly forget. And I couldn't tell you if I ate or what I ate or when the last time was that I ate, which why I never lose weight, I have no idea. Um, but I can keep everything with my books straight in my head. And I go mind blank all the time. But when it comes to my books, I'm just right on par every time. Uh, but back to talking about Dorrance, because I kind of just went off track there and don't even know where that whole point was going. But um, I really, really do love Dorrance. Oh, yeah. I do understand that it takes time to do all the edits and stuff for the books because, I do my own edits as well. And so I try not to bother them very often because of that. I know when I first sent my stuff into them, I was constantly emailing them, asking them questions, and stuff like that. And they never got annoyed. They never got frustrated with me. They answered all of my emails. I have never had an email that I've sent to them that wasn't answered. Um, if I send them an email and they're out of the office, I'll get an automated email that says they're out. But within the time frame, because like on my contract, it says that they have 10 business days to answer me back, and or 14 days to answer me back, and I have 10 days to answer them back. Stop. Somebody is mad that he's not center of attention right at the moment. Um, and they always answer all of my messages, all of my emails that I send them. They've never gotten mad or frustrated. If my project manager, if she can't answer the question, then she gets me in touch with somebody that can. So I really love that. I love how patient they are with me, especially with me being a new author. Obviously, I have a lot of questions on the process of everything, how everything works, what's going on. Um, Another thing that I love is I'm actually ahead on my payments. Um, I used my income tax and I put a lot of that to my publisher last year, so I got ahead on my payments. And so I actually ran into a time where just that month I really didn't have the money to send them. It was right when school was starting, buying school supplies, getting everything for my kids to go back to school. I just really didn't have the money that month. And so I got in touch with them, and they were really nice about it. I'm already ahead on my payments, so they never said anything about it. They just told me that that's fine. They took my payments off of auto pay. They're back on auto pay now, but um, and they were really nice about it. So a lot of places are really bad about trying to guilt trip you, like when you ask about stuff like that. But Dorrance didn't. They were willing to work with me, and I really, liked that and appreciated that. Um, and they're always throughout the whole process, emailing me. My book is moving to this stage of the process. My book is at this part of the process. Like, I just got an email from Sandra the other day saying that the edits on my book is almost done. And so when they get it done, they're going to send it to me to finalize. And so to go ahead and plan on setting some time to the side so that when they send it to me, I can put all my focus into getting that done, because the faster I can get it sent back to them, the faster we can move on to the next stage on getting my book out. Which I fully understand, because I'm not the only one that they are working with right now. So obviously, they want to keep everything in a timetable to keep everything running and going. And I fully understand that. And for me, I go and I do stuff for my mom. I take care of my 2 kids and my husband. So, it's not like I have to worry about not having the time when they send me my manuscript, because my books are my full focus all the time. After my kids and my husband, obviously, and now my dog, which is. Did you get yourself stuck? You got yourself stuck, didn't you? You're the one that did it. I'm gonna have to get off here pretty soon. He got stuck over there. But I really do love Dorrance, and if you are trying to get a book published, I highly recommend you getting in touch with them. They have a website. Oh, he got out. They have a website, Dorrance Publishing. You can go on there and get in touch with them. And they will completely walk you through the process of what you need to do, how you need to do it. If your book isn't in a digital form that they support, they will walk you through how to get it into a form that they do. Even if you have a written copy, they give you all the information that you need to be able to send it to you and stuff like that, or to send your manuscript to them, all of that stuff. So they're very nice, they're very patient, they'll walk you through the entire process. So I highly recommend them if you are trying to get your book published. But that's where I'm going to stop my vlog for right now. If you have any questions about Dorrance or anything else, my books, anything like that, you can always send me a email or a message on my YouTube channel. I'm constantly checking my comments on there. I do appreciate everybody that leaves a comment on any of my videos. I love to read what y'all have to say about my stuff. I do have my books on my YouTube channel as well. I have different playlists for my different books. I've got my Young and in Love playlist, which is the book that's being published right now with Dorrance. I've got my Brother's Roommate playlist. We're working on getting that one done, getting the Audible done for that. I have Follow Your Heart on there, I think. I don't know if I've deleted that one or not, because we're going to start over on it. I've got my vlog playlist on there. Blender with me is me messing around on Blender with my animation that I'm doing. So you can go and check out any of my other playlists on my channel. Leave a comment on any of my stuff, and I answer back to all the comments that are left. It's like the highlight of my day to read y'all's comments and stuff. Um, from a suggestion from my mom, you can also email me. I'm going to leave my email in the description if you want to email me any of your questions. If you want to read my books, you can go to my Wattpad account. It's a free reading app. My what's it called? My page on Wattpad is Following My Dreams too. The same as my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram, the same handle, Following My Dreams too. I post different things on there. If you want to go check that out or send me a message on there, or you can email me. Like I said, I'll leave my email in the comments down below, or in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification to get notified when I upload videos. It really, really helps me out a lot when y'all subscribe to my channel. It is like the biggest uplift for me every time I see somebody else subscribe to my channel, or somebody else liked my video or left a comment. I'm always on there checking that stuff, so I do appreciate everybody that subscribes, everybody that likes my videos. But have a great day. Where's the mouse on my computer? Dual screens kind of sucks sometimes.